Hey everybody, it looks like we're live. Looks like Christian has got everything live streaming right now. Christian, before we get started, is there anything that you or John wanted to kind of cover real quick, and then we'll kind of get into the updates real fast?
Yeah, Robert, just want to welcome everybody, say good evening, and this is our corporate update for NFT Rewards with founder and CEO Robert Craddock. Robert is an amazing individual that I've had the pleasure of getting to know pretty well over the past 3 months. Not only is he a visionary that has come up with the most awesome plan for generating wealth that I've had the opportunity of being associated with, but he brings with him a wide variety of talents and experience that's needed to guide and direct and implement everything it takes to bring together all of the different people and platforms that are needed to make this opportunity amazingly successful. Now, we're at a unique point in history. We're seeing a lot of turmoil with banks and financial institutions failing. Things could get a lot worse and probably will on the one side, but with every problem comes opportunity. As banks fail, we'll see cryptocurrency rise. And why is that? Because the ultra wealthy are taking their money out of the banks and buying massive amounts of cryptocurrency. Did you know that Bitcoin recently increased in value by 40% in just 1 month? And why are banks failing now? Because of the large volume of money that the ultra wealthy are converting to crypto and gold and silver. The wealthy get even richer during hard times, so we need to learn from them. And what you have to understand is that wealth never goes away. It just shifts from one group of people to another. In other words, we just need to learn how, when, and where to position ourselves in order to take advantage of the transfer of wealth that's just now starting. I believe that NFT Rewards is going to be the biggest financial blessing that most of us have ever seen. About 10 years ago, there was a company with a penny auction and a very similar business model, and everybody who participated was making money. It grew so fast and made people so much money that it literally sucked the oxygen out of all the other opportunities. Well, history's fixing to repeat itself, and you're among the first to hear about it. If you've ever looked for a ground floor opportunity that's going to rock the world, you finally found it. So if you combine our penny auction with NFTs, which currently has a market cap of $11.3 billion, and that's predicted to climb to $231 billion by the year 2030, you literally have a tiger by the tail. This is the beginning of something bigger than any of us can imagine. NFTs have mostly been centered around art, but they're now finding many more uses for NFTs that will increase the usefulness and demand in the future. Who could have predicted that cell phones would replace your phone, your computer, tell you how to get from point A to point B, answer almost every question you can think of, and do practically everything you need done except for washing your dishes? If you had been able to get in front of that market, you could have made a boatload of money, and you wouldn't even need to own a cell phone or know how to use one. I think the same thing is true with what we're sitting in front of, folks. I just want to thank Robert for giving us this opportunity. With that, Robert, I'll turn it over to you.
Hey, thank you, John. John, you touched on something really important before I get started here. You talked about the banks failing. I was luckily I'm connected to quite a few people that are in the financial area and everything in markets, and I'm hearing more and more stuff that's happening. And in doing a little checking, ran across a person that I know that has aligned himself with a large, very financially successful group that is actually putting their own bank up. I believe it's over in Vietnam or wherever it is, but it's going to be a metaverse bank. And I said, so we'd be able to access this? And they go, oh yeah. And they said, and just like anything else, you get your credit cards issued through it. You get your debit card, ATM, whatever. It could tie right into the wallet system. You can move money around. You don't have the restrictions. I mean, when they started explaining to me, I said, how soon? They said, we're talking about 2 to 3 months. And I go, wow, it's going to time really pretty good with our metaverse leap over to that too. So there's going to be more to come on that. This has been a whirlwind few weeks as we've been having the beta testers help us with this. And I got to tell you, the beta testers have really gone all out. They've came up with some very good ideas. They've really gotten with our programming people and put forth, I guess I just want to say that they have just really challenged them. And it's for the better. You're gonna reap the benefits for everything they've done. And today, this is really good news, guys. Today, we were actually able to see that people were able to go through there and start getting the pre-bids, getting that lined up. We're now seeing the commissions go out. There's been some varied messages, and I don't know if people know where to see that or anything else, but I can look at the back end, I can look at the transaction log and everything else, and I can see that commissions are being paid out, which is great, because that means they're being paid out instantly. And I want you to understand that when I say instantly, it means it's going to your wallet and it's your money right then. So I want you to understand as we get going, because I just did a quick check and I think we're 150 or so shy of hitting 16,000 people right now. And I want you to understand how this is going to explode. I was talking to a gentleman today. He's over in Haiti. He's one of the people on here. I'm sure it's part of your team, and he may be on here too. I don't know if the time difference is going to throw it off or not. But anyway, he had about 300 people that he gotten in, and he said, "You know what? Next week, I'm pretty sure I'll have 1,000." And I can't tell you how many people are telling me this. And what that means is that 16,000 is going to quickly jump to 32. It's going to jump to 60, at 120 and 240. Well, I want you to keep something in mind. The moment we hit 200,000, we're hitting that valuation that was so important on those shares. And I'm starting to revise my ideas and thinking that we're going to be far greater on that. People are coming out of the woodwork through our team of people over there in Dubai that are now asking questions, saying, "Does it look like you're going to hit that?" I said, "Yeah, it looks like we're going to exceed it." And so that valuation of shares is just going to really skyrocket. What's happening is a lot of people are starting to notice the Bitcoin is starting to climb up right now. We saw the Dow here in the United States, I think, almost dropped a whole point. There's a lot of conversation over here, as there is in other countries, about what are they going to do with their debt and so forth. And where you're at right now is actually a place where you can make your financial freedom. Period. Hands down, it's going to happen. I've asked some people today. I said, please, if you did some of your bid buys, please check with your person that got you in, make sure they're seeing it. A lot of people said, yeah, they're seeing it. It's in there. One person said, hey, it's not in the wallet, but it's in the back end. Another person said, it's in the wallet, but it's not in the back end. But I've been able to pull the reports and see that it's there. So if it's skipped somewhere, we'll get that fixed. But I don't think it's there's a problem, because it wouldn't go one place and then another place go there. It would be a consistent thing. And so I think it's really going to be more of a learning how to navigate it, see where everything's at. We may actually change some of the things in the back end to make it more prominent so you can see it and everything. But then check your wallet. There's another thing I want you to know about that just came on that I haven't shared with anybody yet. But in the wallet system, we now have the ability, because there is a third party that came on the wallet system to offer Visa MasterCard. Now, what that means is you would actually it'd be like getting a cash advance. So there's not a chargeback issue here. It's just like you can't go to the bank and get a cash advance and then go, hey, I wanted a chargeback, because they gave you the money. In this situation, they're giving you the money and you're actually buying your digital currency. Now, right now, it's going to be limited, I believe, to about $2,000, which is good because it allows you to try that if that's what you want to do. I mean, personally, I would rather just use some digital currency or tie it to my bank account and just have it ACH'd up. I mean, that's pretty quick and pretty easy. But what you're going to notice here is in these initial times, when you load up some money to buy your bids or whatever, it's probably going to be the last time you have to do that. Because if you buy enough at this point, as it starts going, as you're earning that percentage on the daily profit pool and everything, the matrix money and your tens and fives, if you've got a lot of people out there, the money is going to start coming in extremely fast. And you're going to notice it in your back end. And so what's going to happen is, let's just assume there's people on this call right now that I think they're probably going to be here within week to 10 days, whatever. They're going to start seeing $1,000 start to come in on a daily basis, if not more. And if they have a bid package that is, let's just say $1,000, then it'll dump it in. But once, excuse me, once they start getting, let's say 2,000, it's going to carry that over 2 days because it will only drop in your wallet the maximum amount of what all your cumulative bid packages are. Let me explain that. You could come in and say, I've got a $100 bid package. And then a few days later, I'm going to get a $1,000 bid package. And then a day later, another 1,000. Well, you would have 2,100. If you had a commission coming to you at 2,500, it would drop in 2,100. And then the following day, it would drop in the balance, provided it didn't exceed the 2,100. So this is something that's going to start happening here pretty quick and everything. And hang on a second here. I love my screen. You know, these little messages up here, and I apologize. So anyway, these are things that are going to start happening pretty quick. And I got to tell you, everybody I talk to, they go, wow, I never thought about doing something like this. I never thought that this would do it. And I said, you know, really, when you have a need, and we all have a need right now, we all need to make some money. Most of you folks are seasoned out there, and you've had some bad actors that have happened and everything else, and you're probably my age, and you're wanting to build that retirement. And we really came at this in such a way that we wanted to make sure that we could do something right for you. We didn't want you to be sitting there waiting and hoping that the money would drop in your pocket when you might request it. That's why it goes in a wallet every day. That's why the decision, whether you buy more bid packages or you don't, or whatever, it's your choice. This is literally going to take off like a rocket. And that brings up another thing I want to make sure you guys understand. Because it's going to take off like a rocket, it's extremely important that we keep working and developing to get this moved into that metaverse environment. And you don't see it right now. And I could throw so much at you right now, it'd be like drinking from a fire hose. But there's going to be multiple other ways to make money as this moves forward, being in that metaverse environment. If you can remember one thing, everything in a metaverse environment is really like income property. And these NFTs are really like income property, because when you start getting some and you're having them out there, you're making a recurring revenue every time it trades. I want you to understand that. Every time it trades. How many times could it trade? A lot of platforms are getting these things to trade 5, 6, 7, 8 times. But those platforms, and that's in a day, by the way, those platforms, they're not trading for that much. So they're all excited if they got 1,000 of them out there and they're making 10 cents here and 20 cents here and $1 here. This platform is a little bit different, guys, because we're using that penny auction platform. Not only will you be making it through the profit pool, not only be making it through the matrix, not only be making it through the tens and fives, but if you have some NFTs, and we're going to be rolling that out for you here as we get going, And it's not going to be tomorrow. It's probably going to be somewhere in June, just because we've got to get all this going right. But once that starts happening, that is yet another source of income. And I've spent some time with some folks. There's other things we're going to be tying into this too as we get going. We're really focused on making sure when you make money, it's going in there. It's going to your wallet. You have control of it. And with this new bank deal that's coming up right now, you're going to have options where you can move it to an offshore bank, move it different places. You're going to have more flexibility on digital currency. A lot of these things are coming up. And in the protection of that metaverse, you're going to feel very secure, like there's nobody reaching in to pull it from you. Metaverse provides a lot of anonymity. And all we're trying to do is take this and transition up to there. So this truly is something that's going to be very life-changing for most people. I can tell you that right now. So if you're wanting to get out there and start testing the waters and start looking at packages, the system has been set up to offer like a one-time deal when you purchase the bids. You get those bonus bids. I'll be honest with you right now. I don't know if they have that set up, and that's why we've been kind of quiet about it, because it's supposed to just make that offer one time and then shut it down. So then when you go back there, if you're getting, $1,000 in bids instead of getting like 3,000 or something, because of the bonus bids, it's going to be 1,000. So it's like you're getting more and more for your money. Again, I don't know. I'm seeing right now on my screen some of our developers, because they're halfway around the world. They're starting to come live right now, and I see them out there. Right? Some of you guys in the development team, Simplify's out there asking questions right now. And obviously, I can't respond to them. But the other thing I wanted to tell you is that OLO platform, which now it's a consolidation of several of these financial deals. They are definitely in the game with us. They are definitely have some ownership in this deal. They got skin in the game, just like the founders here do. And they are beyond excited. They're working ways to make it streamlined. They're setting up a call center for you. They're going to be setting up the email where it's going to be support at nftpaypro.com to handle all this. We're going to be really their major client. And I learned something else today too. I didn't realize is that they've got offices. They got 2 more offices over there in Europe and Asia. So they're global. And one of my things was I said, look, we've got people here. We've got probably 65-70% of the people that are in this program are out of the United States. They're globally. And so that's how this thing is spreading right now. And I checked, and I think we're up to about 165 countries right now. I was doing a quick check, and it's not like I can push a button and get it. I can't wait till I get the report to be able to do that. But I have to kind of go through this long process of downloading stuff, sorting it out in a spreadsheet, eliminating all the duplicates so I can sit there and go, wow, that's what we have. And that's what we have right now. So it is growing very fast. Again, I just wanted to tell everybody that we owe the people that have been doing beta testing. We owe Jim and John and everyone else out there that has been helping us a huge thank you, because it's their efforts and their hard work and their hours they've been putting in this that's helped us get to this point. And so I'm very glad to get to this point. Now, on the auction, they're working on this as well. And they're telling me that's going to come up extremely fast. There are these files called JSON, I think it is, which identifies the uniqueness of that particular NFT on the smart chain contract and everything. So all these things have to be created. They're putting it up. Someone actually told me, says, hey, we might be able to use AI to kind of do this faster. And I said, if we can, I'm all in. Because, it's a lot of work here to get this all done. and we're developing our own studio and everything else. So, guys, I just want to say thanks. I've got to go get on yet another call, but I wanted to get on this one tonight and talk to you because they're happening everywhere. So Christian set this one up. I have another one set up, and I'm fixing to be traveling. I got to travel early in the morning. I got to leave here about 4 o'clock in the morning to go see some other people down in South Florida. And then I'll be heading up toward Jacksonville, and I'll be heading over toward North Carolina. And in fact, one person told me he's going to be in North Carolina. I thought, paths might cross over. You never know. So we're hitting the road right now, getting a lot of people in, and speaking to a lot of folks. And again, if you want to get out there and try it, absolutely. Stick your toe in because we're getting really close to bringing up the auction. But do remember, if you're buying a bid package right now, it does not start the clock to start expiring until the auction comes alive. So you don't lose any of that. What you're earning right now is you're earning the 10% and 5% on your first and second level. And that's what I wanted to see that's going out there right now. So folks, if you have these large teams, get them engaged, get going, because there's obviously a little bit of a learning curve here. There's going to be a few missteps. There's going to be somebody going to stump their toe and go, oh, I didn't get it done in time, or I didn't do this, or hey, I need to get my KYC done. And I had to do the KYC for yet another corporate account today. And I was really surprised. I thought, well, that wasn't that bad. I kind of went through and did it. Had to do the selfie and get the pictures of the ID and have everything get confirmed and validation codes. I will tell you that it's very smart to get the I think it's called the Google Authenticator live on your deal. And the reason being, it might be a little bit of a hassle to get in there, but it's to your benefit to protect your money. So, any way that you can shore your stuff up, don't have a password that says password. You're going to be making a lot of money, guys. Don't do anything foolish. Everything's tracked and everything. But if you have somebody in there that logs in and does something or whatever, don't give your passwords out. If you want to do a screenshot of showing what your back end is so someone can show that in a meeting, by all means do it. Let them see it. Let them show how big you're going, how much you're making. That's fine. It's not the company to do that. And so if we were to do that here, it would be, I think it's called false inducement or whatever it might be, the term. And we don't want to run foul of any regulatory body in this short period of time till we're in that metaverse. And then, it's like game on. So just do the right thing. Treat this like what it is. You literally have something here that's going to change your life. We're looking for John and Hector and everybody to start having all these splinter meetings happening. We'd love to have 20, 30 meetings happening today in different places. One gentleman right now thinks, hey, we got to do something in French. So we're trying to get all these things done and accommodate everybody in the different languages and everything else. But I will tell you, the people that I've talked to around the world, they're just like you and I. They have a dream. They're looking for something to change their life. They're looking for something that they can help change other people's lives. And there's no better satisfaction, not earning money, but helping other people change their life. I'll tell you right now, that is truly where you'll find the most satisfaction. And if you help enough people do that, guess what? It just naturally happens for you. So don't be focused on what you can do for yourself. Be focused on what you can do for everyone else. And I think you're going to find out you're going to do very well. So, hey, John, I'm going to throw it back to you, buddy. And I'm going to thank everybody. Like I said, this is kind of a great day. It's all coming together. So we're real happy for everyone. And like I said, I've got to get on this other call. It looks like, I got about 3 or so minutes. I got to get on there. So,
well, thank you so much, Robert. I don't know
no
about
problem.
everybody else, but this gets more exciting every day. I've missed. Go ahead.
Offline, I got to tell you more about the banking stuff. That's going to blow your mind, John.
Okay, awesome.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right.
All right, bye.
So everybody, you're at the right place at the right time. I've missed some great opportunities in my lifetime because I couldn't wrap my mind around them. For example, I had a friend who kept telling me I needed to buy Bitcoin back when it only cost a nickel. Well, if I'd put in $1,000 back then, I could have cashed out for $320 million a couple of years ago, and it will eventually get a lot higher than that. But I'm one that tries to learn from my mistakes, and I certainly am not going to miss NFT rewards. I've literally been eating, drinking, and sleeping NFT rewards since the first day that I found it. And I encourage everybody to share this with as many people as you possibly can before they hear about it from your friends. So with that, we'll go ahead and say goodnight. And again, thank you all for being here.